When have I ducked somebody, Andrade? I'm going to knock his little punk ass out. I promise that. I put that on everything I love. I give him about 4 rounds, 5 rounds. I knock him out about 5 rounds, 6 rounds.
This guy's acting like, oh, I'm going to knock him out inside 6 rounds. You won't, I promise you won't last more than 6 rounds. He's saying that about David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade. Okay, if they're that easy, fight them then. Fight them. But you couldn't knock out Derevchenko. You struggled against Matt Korobov. What makes you think you're going to stop David Benavidez and Andrade inside 6 rounds? Obviously, it's boxing. Anything can happen. I expect Andrade to beat Charlo, but I expect Charlo to beat Benavidez. Korobov fight showed that Charlo kind of struggles against boxers and movers, and that's pretty much what Andrade is. So yeah, comment down below what you lot think. Do you lot think Charlo is just a duck? Like the whole PBC gang is a duck. They've been ducking people for years. Jermall Charlo is saying he wants Triple G, Daniel Jacobs, Canelo. Apart from Canelo, guess what the common denominator is between Daniel Jacobs and Golovkin? They both looked trash in their last fight. And Daniel Jacobs was struggling to make 160 for the Canelo fight. So what do you think he'll make 160 for Charlo? And Jacobs, he didn't look great, so maybe he's... I don't know if it was the no fans thing that affected him against Rosado, or he's just not at the races, not at the level anymore. Maybe seeing that fight, Jermall Charlo's finally growing some balls to fight him, because in the past Charlo had wanted nothing to do with Jacobs, nothing to do. And Golovkin, of course, he's like, I swear he's like 45 now, so everyone sees him as this washed up old man, and it'll be a big payday, so... And there's no shame in losing to Golovkin. But don't be going around talking all this shit, calling out Benavidez, and when Benavidez responds and says, come then, let's do it, you say, no, but you don't have a belt. I called you out, but I'm not going to fight you now because you don't have a belt. He's saying, oh, what do I get from beating Benavidez? A shit ton of money? Like, what did you get from beating Derevchenko? Andrade the same. It's a fucking unification of Andrade. What's your excuse with Andrade? You rejected 7 mil. Look at this.
Eddie Hearn, who obviously with DAZN, who promotes him, says, quote, we offered Jermall Charlo $7 million to unify with Andrade, and he turned it down. We even offered to do the fight on Showtime, and he still said no. What is it? Do they not think they can beat him? Ultimately, it is, because if it was an easy fight, or if Charlo really believed he would win, he would fight him, end quote. That's what Eddie Hearn said.
Bro.
Bruv, these PBC boys, bruv, they're just duckers, fam. Spencer's ducking Crawford. Charlo's ducking everyone. Wilder ducked Joshua. Then he ducked Fury. He waited till the contract ends, then decides to wake up. Giovanna Davis is ducking or ducked Ryan Garcia. Giovanna Davis ducked the whole lightweight division. So these PBC boys are just duckers, fam. It shouldn't be PBC, it should be duck PBC, duck B. Again, just like Crawford, Charlo's acting as if he's got these huge options that he can fight. But you don't. And you're not young. Like, the thing with Gervonta, he's young, so he can wait for these big fights. Charlo, he's like 31. And he's still not a big name. He keeps saying that, oh, I'm a bigger name. These lot, Benavidez and Andrade only get clout when they mention my name. Bruv, you did 120,000 pay-per-view buys with your twin brother in the same card, and he was the main event. And also with the card having about 4 world titles. The card was stacked, and you still only did 120,000 buys. I don't know where Charlo gets this thing that he's this big name. He's a name, but he's not this big name that he claims to be. Like, some of these fighters just act like they're big names because a few hardcores rate them. Like, you don't become a big name just because you fought on pay-per-view. Like Spence, yeah, he's a big name because he's been fighting pay-per-view non-stop. And he doesn't need his twin brother to be in the same card or the card to be stacked for the card to be a pay-per-view. Like, Spence could fight anyone and it'll be pay-per-view. That's his level now. Even Giovanna Davis is starting to get to that level. He's not in Spence level yet, but he's starting to get there. Like Charlo, like people are rating him so highly. Like, isn't his best win Derevchenko? A washed up, beaten up Derevchenko, who got dropped by Danny Jacobs and Golovkin, and this so-called big puncher in Charlo couldn't drop him. This so-called who's gonna knock out David Benavidez and Andrade in 6 rounds couldn't knock out or knock down a washed up Derevchenko. So yeah, comment down below what you lot think. Subscribe for more bollocks. Like or dislike, I don't really care. And peace.